Hello, welcome to Rat Hat Studios. Today, I am Rye, as always, and today I'll be reading The Red Garage, as episode 1 of this new series I am calling Dream Journal. Now, it isn't just gonna be a dream journal. It's basically gonna be an amalgamation of, here, have some art I did. Here, have some story I made. Here, have the actual dream that happened. And I'm gonna record these individually. I'm still trying to get better at editing, so this will be an unedited video, just several takes. So, wish me luck, and with that, we're gonna start the story. Quick heads up for those here. Take a look at the screen. Take a look. There will be mentions of gore in this series. Actually, don't look at the screen. I'll just say it. Discard. Anyway. Basically, in this series, there will be a lot of body horror. That is a repeating thing in my dreams. Body horror, body transformation, gore, sometimes sexual things, not in this one. And this series is not for kids. This is very much dreams I had as a kid. Some of these are, but these are not for kids. This will have mentions of blood. The art will be disturbing. If you are a child and clicked on this because you saw, ooh, pretty podcast, click off, because this is actually genuinely not for kids. Anyway, with that out of the way, I forgot to put the trigger warning. My bad, guys, my bad. Let's get on with the reading. And my absolutely atrocious writing. I'm actually gonna pull it up here so y'all can see my horrible writing skill as a child. This was actually from a year ago. So, let's do this. Let's do that. Okay. Ugh. Can we go? Window capture. There we go. Okay. There we go, guys. Here's the story nobody asked for. Alright. Largening it so y'all can read it. Not so I can. I'm gonna read it straight off the screen. Okay? All the bloopers are staying. You have been warned. This is me making fun of past me. If you do not like self-hatred, bully me in the comments. It boosts my engagement. Are you ready? We've been driving forever, I complained, feeling cramped in the small Chevy car. It was a rental since we flew out here. Where is here? Where is here? There's a gap here. There used to not be a gap here. What is going on? Off to a great start. Great start, guys. Great start. Oh dear, I'm not gonna be able to read this without tripping over my words. Can't we start with a motel? My bad. Kaki, kake, kaka, kako, cuckoo. Tati, tate, tata, tato, tatu. A-e, a-a, a-a, a-o, a-oo. Okay. Tongue exercises, go burr. 'Cause mortel, what the hell? Leave me alone! Sorry guys, alarms. Okay. Can't we stop at a motel or something? Mom seemed to stay silent, but it didn't feel abnormal at the time. As I complained at the border of sleep, we pulled into a large and bright red garage. This is supposed to be a separate... This right here, for all you writing kids out there, never write like this. This confuses future you. Future you that didn't pass English class and still knows better English. How I should have written it is, can't we stop at a motel or something? Next to, I complained feeling cramped in the small Chevy car. And then, in the next paragraph, you say, Mom seemed to stay silent, but it didn't feel abnormal at the time. As I complained at the border of sleep, we pulled into a large red garage. You don't have to say "and the bright." And you don't have to mention you're at the border of sleep. What are you doing? A border patrol pulling up, being like, no, you cannot sleep. You do not have a passport to sleep land, I guess. We could stay here for tonight, Mom said as she parked the car and we headed inside. It seemed dark, but just barely enough to see. Hello, said an abnormally no-faced man. Looking at him, I felt a cold chill down my spine. I was unconsciously afraid of this man, and something inside me was telling me to get my mom and run. Now this one, dear folks, this one. Notice how there is a comma here instead of a period? Bad little me. Bad. I needed to breathe. You could have put a comma here, but instead you put it here. And what is it? The hotel? Yes, it is the hotel, but how was I supposed to know that? It could have been the Golden Gate Bridge. Anyway. Mom, I changed my mind. We can keep going on the road, I voiced with worry, not wanting to stay with this man in the same building as me. But to no avail. Mother didn't listen. Correction, I don't think she could hear me, since instead of acknowledging me, she engaged conversation with the man. I didn't bother sticking around since I ran off to the room we were assigned. What the fuck's this? True. Like, all of this is bad, but this? Since I ran off to the room we were assigned. This is in first person. Not, oh. Well, I remember doing that. No. No. You can flip-flop, but don't flip-flop that fast. Jeez, I tumbled over my words there, little me. So mean. I later woke up in a concrete basement. Something felt different, but I didn't know what. Besides, where the hell did I see besides? My bad, I gotta start the paragraph all over. Later, I woke up in a concrete basement. Something felt different, but I didn't know what. But the faceless man approached me before I can get any bearings. Looking at him now, I realized I never looked intently at this man's face, or a lack thereof. Slenderman? Sorry. He had a short beard. Sorry. Had a short beard that was turning white. However, the beard itself was gray. So he had a short gray beard that was turning white. Or something felt different. But before I could figure out what, the faceless man appeared. Or approached. Looking at him now. Now finally getting a good look at him. It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. You'll be perfect for my new experiment. His face. That's my bad. You'll be perfect for my new experiment. His face tugged into what looked like a smile as he pulled out a syringe filled with growing greeny blue fluids. How did I know it was fluid? Was it sloshing? Did it make water noises? What? Sorry. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't. It felt like someone was holding my voice. Oh, hold on. My bad, fam. My bad. I should've... Do I have none for who I am right now? My bad, I just yoinked your mouth. My bad, I just yoinked the mouth. No mouth for you. You're just like Red Hat now. No mouth. No mouth. Haha. Point and laugh. Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, next paragraph. I managed to back away, but that angered the faceless man. Get over here, he grunted, as I kept evading the needle, with frustration evident in the faceless man's body language. He bumped into the desk and a bucket of water. He bumped into the desk, which had a bucket of water on it. Said water, or the water, splashed onto me at once he made contact. I screamed. That's a lot of commas and not a lot of periods. I hate my younger self. I love them, but I hate them. I felt my skin heat up and my skin got itchy. I felt my skin heat up and get itchy. I clawed and itched at my skin. It burned. It hurt so bad. I can't even read this emotionally because I started itching. Not really. I can't even read this emotionally because I hate the grammar I chose. This was a year ago. It wasn't even that long. Me back when I was addicted to character AI. All of this is actually like hand typed. But Jesus, the fact I did AI chats is so obvious. The amount of commas and lack of periods. Run-on sentence much. Anyway, shit, the man cursed before picking me up. I squirmed out of his grasp and ran outside. The man shouted and ran after me. This is one of the actually only good sentences here. One of the actually only good sentences here. Once we got under an overhang that wasn't there before, I ran out to my mom's car. And what are you gonna do? You're 12. You're not even 12. You're 8. I don't even think I was 8. I think I was like 8 to 12 when I had this dream. And it was at a friend's house during a sleepover. Anyway, shit, the man cursed. I already read that line. The sun was beaming down, and suddenly a spike of pain shot through me. I screamed in pain as my skin burned and boiled under the sunlight. I managed to roll underneath a car. I could hear something coming from my body. It sounded like water being poured onto the back of a hot pan. I looked back out and saw everything outside my shaded haven was bright, blindingly so. What is this, an episode of Twilight? The grammar! The grammar! And to think I recommended my friends to this. I think I've gotten better. I think. I could be wrong. The man looked for me, shouting something I couldn't understand. I looked down at my hand. My skin was bubbly and grotesque from the pain. The pain from? My bad. The man looked for me, shouting something I couldn't understand. I looked down at my hand. My skin was bubbly and grotesque. The pain from before subsided and my wounds started to heal. My skin turning to normal, the bubbles under my skin shrinking. After an hour, it was like they were never there in the first place. It was an eternity before sunset, but thankfully I was in and out of consciousness for most of it. That was 2 sentences. Yeah, that sounded like a paragraph. That was 2 sentences. Sorry, guys. That's just 2 sentences. I don't make the rules. That was 2 sentences. It was like they were never there in the first place. Oh, hold on. That's 3 sentences. That's 3 sentences. Wait, no, after an hour, it was like they were never there in the first place. It was an eternity before sunset. Thankfully, I was in and out of consciousness for most of it. That is a solid 3 sentences. I woke up one last time in my car. Under the car, my joints still ached, but to be fair, I was under a car. Why are you defending yourself? I'm only attacking your shitty grammar. I left the safety of under the car and walked to the hotel, defeated and tired. I was so tired. Won't someone let the poor baby, poor babies, poor baby. Anyway, that's the end of the reading. I suck at reading. My dyslexia hated me there. Anyway, now on to the speed paint. Why is it not where I put it? Go to where I put you. Anyway, in this one, I wanted to try a different kind of style. I did the background type that Lavender Tone uses sometimes, of crinkled paper, and it really helped get those brain juices flowing. And this is like a speed paint of the character that represented the entire dream. We'll talk about the actual, like, art later. Now it's time for the dream. I know, if my grammar was bad then, imagine it many years ago. Knee slapper. Anyway, basically, the dream started with a road trip. That's one thing the writing got right. But what it got wrong was that my mom was the only one there. I thought it was my mom there only, but it was not. I remember distinctly that the next morning I drew my siblings. My dad wasn't there, but I drew my sibling or siblings. Depends on the timeline. My brother's not that old. But yeah, and then we pulled up into the red garage, and I got a bad feeling. And I was like, no, 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 no. And nobody listened to me. And we went inside, and I woke up the next day, and was kicked out into the sun. And my skin boiled and bubbled. Toil, and trouble. And, they splashed water on me, and it got worse. It was like the bubbly skin eye thing from Little Nightmares 2, but without the eyes. That's what it looked like, but more like grainy, if I can describe it. And when, like, the bubbling over subsided because I hid under a car, some of the bubbles and boils were still there, but instead it was the... What is it? What am I thinking? Alright. I transformed into this cheetah monster, and I was like, I'm no longer human. And I was a child, so that was, like, devastating. But, like, later in the dream, I don't remember specifics, I just remember later in the dream, I came across an entire, like, small army's worth of kids like me. Kids transformed into these, like, half cheetah, half human things. And we defeated the guy that made us, but I don't remember if I left with my family, if we found a cure, anything like that. I just remember it was a bad dream. And it was. I was a kid. Anyway, now on to the style theory. Not really. Anyway, so for this, I wanted to incorporate every single aspect of my dream, which was the drive, the cheetah, all of it. The fact I was still a kid, the red garage itself, which ended up being a corset. I personally like how I made it look like they were not quite human, but not quite animal. They look like a rat. I like that rat. Anyway. So, yeah, I also wanted to incorporate the greeny blue liquid, because I remember that being a thing. I just don't remember where it was. I don't. There. Yeah, I don't remember where the greeny blue liquid was. If it was in a lab where we took down the guy, or I woke up in the basement. But yeah. We weren't assigned rooms. We just went in and I blacked out. But you can't really do that in a story, because then, like, holy main character. Yeah. To write it differently, I would definitely go into more of the after show. Because, like, not remembering in the moment is kind of detrimental to the story, but not remembering something in the past and kind of expanding on the future could be very valuable in a story, and it kind of leaves that, like, mystery in there. At least that's what I think. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for letting me rant about my dream. That was the Red Garage, one of my oldest dreams. I could go into my actual oldest nightmare that I remember, but there is only one scene from it that I do remember, and it is not a good scene. So, we're just gonna call this one the oldest dream I have. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If I talked too much, comment, suggest things like stuff to keep me occupied, editing tips maybe. But yeah. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have a good day, good night, and good evening. Okay, bye-bye now. Bye-bye.